Justification by grace through faith. Therefore, as one trespass led to condemnation for all men, so one act of righteousness leads to justification and life for all men. Romans chapter 5 verse 18, the English Standard Version. The verse for today is one of those verses which encourages much debate, since it is easy to interpret the statement for all men to mean that all people are justified by Christ's death on the cross regardless. What some purport is that not even faith in Jesus the Christ is indispensable for salvation from God's righteous judgment, God's wrath. Those who are of this view maintain that all people will simply find themselves justified and saved despite what they do or what they believe. This is called universalism. However, such an idea is inconsistent with what the Apostle Paul teaches throughout the New Testament, generally, and the book of Romans specifically. Consider Romans chapter 5 verse 17. Here, the Apostle Paul maintains that God's amazing grace is precisely for those who receive it by faith. Jesus' death on the cross was to pay for humanity's sin, and justification is available to all but is only accessible to those who, by faith, receive this free gift of God's grace. Justification is by grace through faith. This is the case the Apostle Paul has been making throughout the book of Romans. Those of you who have been maintaining traditional rituals and adhering to the sacraments and working until you are near dead, none of those things can make anyone worthy of the righteousness of Christ, since justification comes by faith in Jesus the Christ, based on his work on humanity's behalf. Thus, humanity's own works are disqualified as means of salvation, according to Romans chapter 3, verse 28. It is only by God's grace, in response to believers' faith, that God has credited to those who believe the holiness of his Son. This is evident in both the Old and the New Testaments, which say that the just shall live by faith. Evident in Habakkuk chapter 2 verse 4, Romans chapter 1 verse 17, Galatians chapter 3 verse 11, and Hebrews chapter 10 verse 38. Lord, thank you that you have made salvation available to all, but accessible only to those who have faith in Jesus the Christ. May our living be by grace through faith. Amen. You have been listening to Morning Manna with Reverend Bonnie EBW Smith, Superintendent of the Moravian Church Antigua Conference and Minister of Christian Education. Have a marvelous Monday. God bless you.